Hey everyone, Jeff here from Pure Tesla. I was lucky enough to get an invite to the Tesla Cybertruck event this past week, and it was incredible. I've got a lot of great behind the scenes footage for you. I'm going to take you on a test ride because I was lucky enough to ride in the one and only Cybertruck, and I'm also going to give you some additional updates. Elon's remarks were great on stage, but we've gotten a lot more information since that presentation that gives us a little bit more in-depth information about the Cybertruck itself. So I'm going to take you through that information as well. So stay tuned. Here we go.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
From check-in till the end of the event, there was an incredible vibe. People were just having a great time talking about Tesla and just trying to understand what was going on and what to expect. There was a ton of speculation, and yet no one thought that they had actually nailed what this truck was going to look like. There was ramen being served, which was the food that was eaten in Blade Runner. There was a DeLorean, which was one of the other stainless steel vehicles, which I don't think anyone really made that connection until the Cybertruck actually drove out on stage. And there was an incredible Tesla coil with two very brave individuals demonstrating some awesome power of electricity and just what you can do with it. Super cool. I'll let you watch that.
Standing behind me, people that were in the suit. Incredible. Just super incredible. I can't believe that people put on a suit and willingly get into a Tesla coil like that. Super awesome.
So now the event. Going into this venue was super interesting. You walk into a very white room with a James Bond car that was actually a component of inspiration for the Cybertruck. And then behind this white wall and this little curved door entry, this beautiful red room with angular lighting, which I didn't read into until I saw again the Cybertruck. It was a beautiful exhibition, and once the show started, it was nothing but exciting from that point forward. Now, while Elon's presentations don't always seem the most well-rehearsed, he definitely got his point across. Pickup trucks had not changed much in about 100 years. From the beginning to the end, they've kept the very same form factor it started with. And that was about to change pretty radically in the next couple of minutes. So leading right up to the unveil, he calls for sustainable energy now.
Selling vehicles in America are pickup trucks. We have to have sustainable energy. We have to have a pickup truck. So I can link you the Cybertruck.
I'm going to let the audio play because it's very important to hear the crowd's reaction to this. So here we go. So it's adopted the exoskeleton model, where it's ultra cold 30x steel, and it's durable. Franz actually demonstrated just how durable it is with a sledgehammer. And just for fun, they decided to do it again. And Elon even asked him to wind up a little bit this time.
I can really wind up, nail it.
It's designed to be bulletproof with a 9mm full metal jacket. Its ballistic impact is indicated by the visual that's on the screen. Now, the glass is supposed to be too. They did a demonstration using a metal ball and a tube that dropped down, and the glass fared well for that demonstration. However, as I'm sure you've all heard, it didn't do as well with the test that did well earlier in the day, but on stage, it took a little bit of a different turn. That was not supposed to happen. Yes, the ball didn't go all the way through the glass, which means the glass is tremendously strong, but certainly was not supposed to be part of the demonstration. In typical Tesla and Elon fashion, they're like, hey, let's go for the second window, hoping that it would demonstrate it correctly. Not so much. The big news here is the price point, $39,900 for the entry-level single-motor Tesla Cybertruck. Now that ranges up to $69,900 for the tri-motor version, which has over a 500-mile range and can tow up to 14,000 pounds. The dual motor at $49,900 has a over 350-mile range and is capable of 10,000 miles of towage. Now, if that wasn't one more thing, we have the ATV that Tesla released, which was a very unexpected surprise, that actually fits in the back of the Cybertruck and will pull power from it as well to charge it. Now, that's something that will be an option that's additional to the Cybertruck when it releases. The ATV, at least in its initial inception, will not be something that's available as a separate price. So I was lucky enough to get a test ride in the Cybertruck, and you could see from that first clip that the handles present themselves like in the Model S. The dashboard is actually made of paper, and that's something that we were shocked by. We thought it was some sort of marble, but the paper is high density and is extremely durable, but gives it an incredible look. You can see that marble effect is really neat. The steering wheel is also super unique. It's like the Roadster one, but a little bit different. And here's some nice angular shots of the vehicle going side view, back view, just all around a very interesting vehicle, but it makes so much more sense when you actually see it in person. So Elon states that the reason that the Cybertruck is so planar is that you can't stamp ultra hard 30x steel. It breaks in that process. He goes on to say that even bending it requires a deep score on the inside, which is how the actual prototype was made, which is pretty cool. So the question was asked, how bad is the lead time considering this is an alloy? Elon responded that they're actually making the alloy at Tesla, but the issue isn't so much getting a lot of it, it's the way in which the manufacturing process actually runs. They have to come up with a new way to actually process and design and build the body because it does not conform to standard manufacturing processes. No surprise there when you're building a car out of stainless steel. Colin asks Elon on Twitter, could you have a black oxide version? Elon simply responded, yes. Over the weekend, Elon tweeted out that 146,000 Cybertrucks had been pre-ordered, 42% choosing the dual motor, 41% choosing the tri-motor, and 17% choosing single motor. He then responded to that a little bit later that day, saying it's up to 187,000, to which by the end of the weekend, he tweeted out that they had reached the 200,000 mark, which is incredible. Saf1 on Twitter asks Elon if there's any chance that the Cybertruck could come in a matte black option. He tweeted out a picture of himself with a matte black Cybertruck, and Elon said, sure. So he's getting a little bit friendly with the idea of at least having a black version of the Cybertruck. But he also had said that you could basically wrap it in whatever color you want. So color requests are great, but you can also wrap it if you feel the need to do so. Mithun on Twitter asks Elon, or gives a general statement followed by a question, man, this is really growing on me. It's also 3x3, which is interesting, the seating configuration, 3 front, 3 back. It's completely different than any of the design cues Tesla had taken so far. He likes the camper mode too. Is that an accessory that'll be available for purchase? Elon responds, yes. So there will be some third-party or Tesla-branded accessories coming with the Cybertruck available for purchase as add-ons, and it sounds like the camper will be one of them, which is really cool. Elon tweeted out something that I think shocked the community when he talked about the solar cover for the truck bed, stating that it will be an option to add solar power that generates 15 miles per day, possibly more. Love it to be self-powered. Adding the fold-out solar wings would generate 30 to 40 miles a day. Average miles per day in the US is 30. So that's pretty awesome and exciting opportunity there. It's going to be tough for that design team to pull this off, especially if we still want that cover to retract like it does already. But hey, if anyone can do it, the Tesla design team can. Mo on Twitter tweeted out that he may have woken up and placed an order for a new armored Cybertruck. Now we have to wait till 2022 for production, which means he probably got the tri-motor one. Better get that space ATV though. Elon responded that the Tesla 2-person electric ATV will come out first as an option for the Cybertruck. So it sounds like it will be released alongside the Cybertruck as an option, not a standalone purchase, at least in the beginning. It's also asked of him, when you solve the production and manufacturing process of the Cybertruck, can you please also make a smaller version of the Cybertruck? And Elon responds that long-term, it probably makes sense to build a smaller Cybertruck too. Closing out his tweets for the weekend, he stated that the Cybertruck is their last product unveil for a while, but there will be some mostly unexpected technology announcements next year, so we certainly look forward to those as well. The general response to this truck has been very interesting. At first, people are polarized by it. They don't know what to think, but then ultimately it keeps growing on them and they keep thinking about it, and ultimately they place an order. And it's just one of those things that shows you that thinking outside the box can actually turn into something that maybe was needed all along. We just didn't realize it. And I think Tesla, being the company that they are the ones to test those waters and really push what might just need to happen, because years and years of the same, it's easy to stay the same. But when you get something different out there and you get people thinking and excited, that's when real change can happen. So I'm excited to see more from the Tesla truck. And if you have any comments about the Cybertruck itself, or if you've heard any new news, please certainly leave those in the comments below. Until next time, hope you enjoyed this video. Take care.